Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amuka here, and I'm back with another special video. If you're new here, welcome. Please join the journey by subscribing down below. If you're returning, thank you for coming back and joining me. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up for me. Leave a comment down below what you would like to see from me, and let's get straight into this video.
Would you join the journey, Amuka's journey?
I'm so excited to film this video for you guys. I had asked in my previous videos what you guys would like to see or hear from me, and I mentioned that I was a makeup artist and I was working as a makeup artist during the pandemic, and I think two people had said that they wanted to see that and hear my experience. So this is what this video is going to be about. So where do I even start with this? I was a makeup artist. I worked at Ulta Beauty for a few years. Then I got promoted to being a MAC artist, and that's where I started really doing makeup in store and freelancing on the side. Where do I even begin? The pandemic. How did the pandemic affect me as a makeup artist? Definitely, it kept me out of work for a while. We started in 2020, so around February, March of 2020, they told us that we should stop coming to work, that we'll be gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into a whole year. So I went back to work February 2021, and we were not doing any in-store makeup like applications. We were not doing testers. You could even try the makeup. So literally everything that I was doing was just selling. So it's actually pretty crazy how it changed from being able to show off like a look like this, you know, and people being like, oh, what's that? Or, you know, and testing it on them, to now like, oh, trust me, you need to buy this. So that was one thing. So for me, my experience working for MAC, I worked for MAC for I started working ending of 2019 for MAC, but I've worked in the beauty industry for quite some time. And working for MAC was fun. It was really nice, mainly especially because it was in Ulta Beauty and I was already familiar with all my coworkers, so that was fun. So the transition was really smooth. I just had my own little boutique now, and that was fun. After working for MAC and knowing that I couldn't do any makeup applications anymore, I did transition into being a full-time freelance artist. And how I did this was, my faith is very important to me. I'm a Christian, as you guys know that already, but I prayed and I was really frustrated with working and just not being able to do makeup, and it was just different, you know, and it was so slow. So I said to myself, God, please, I'm just tired of this. I want to do makeup, but I also want to plan my wedding. I also want to focus on school. So if I take this client that's a freelance client and call her for work, and I make my paycheck in this wedding in one day, then I'm going to quit my job. And God hears our prayers, and I made my paycheck and even more that one day doing just a wedding. And I did the bridesmaids, and a couple aunties, and I made my entire paycheck and a little bit more that very day, and I called the next day and quit my job. So that is how I transitioned into being a full-time freelance makeup artist, because if I could do that, like, and make my paycheck in one day or in one weekend or from one event, then why not, you know? So my experience as a freelance makeup artist was kind of different. I mean, all I had to do was pretty much put my mask on, make sure I ask them ahead of time, like, you know, have you been tested for COVID? Have you come in contact with COVID any time recently? All that kind of stuff. And most of the time I was usually traveling to do it. Like, I was either going to them instead of them coming to me, and I was comfortable with that. So that's how that experience was. What else? So other than that, like, that was pretty much the overall experience. It was chill, it was fun, it was easy. Like, you go and you pick your own hours, you know. So you go, if you're a quick makeup artist, you do you're done, and you're home, and you bring in your own money. Makeup artists that work in store for a company, like when I was working for MAC, I would be working and stand on my feet for hours. I come in at a specific time and I have to leave at a specific time, no matter how many faces I do. And none of that money goes into my pocket. And I don't know if they're not allowed to tip, but most people don't tip. So yeah, that's one big difference. Another thing that I wanted to answer was because a lot of people, when they find out that I've left MAC, I left MAC because it was draining for me, because I had a lot on my plate at the time. I was working full-time, and I had got promoted to being the lead Mac artist. I was a full-time student, and I was taking like 5 classes, and I was planning my wedding full-time. It's only me with one body. I couldn't do it all because I would come back from work and then I'm focused on school. So I could do 2 things, but I cannot do all 3, especially if all 3 are full-time requirements. And one morning I just couldn't. I couldn't get up. I just couldn't. I literally could not get up. I couldn't get out of my bed. Before that even happened, I had a really bad breakdown. And now that I think of it, it's funny, but when I was having this breakdown, it was not funny. So what happened was, it was a day I had to go to work, and I had to go to work, like, I think it was an early shift. And I stayed up all night to study and turn in my homework and do all of that, and I went to bed around like 4 a.m. So I was supposed to wake up at 6 or 7 to do my makeup, because as a Mac artist, you kind of have to have the Mac look. So I woke up, I was supposed to wake up early around like 6 or 7 to do my makeup, and then be at work around 9. I had 2 beds at my old house. I had 2 beds, one that was up and one that was down. So I slept on the floor bed, and that bed is not as comfortable as my actual bed. So I usually don't sleep in that much. So what happened was, for some reason, my body was tired. And this was my long week, so I was working like back to back to back and everything. So what happened was, my alarm went off and I didn't hear it. Luckily my sister was home that day, and she was like, oh, she called me on the phone, I wanted to ask you this and this. And I looked at the time and I started screaming, 8:37, 8:37. That's the time I'm supposed to be leaving to go to work, or something like that. Either I was supposed to be leaving to go to work at that time, or I was supposed to be done at that time. But and everyone just ran out like, oh my God, what's happening? And I started crying. I was literally crying. I thank God for my mother. My mom just knows how to handle all situations. I started crying. I was just like, I'm ready for work. And I had done all my meal prep and everything. Like I said, I was preparing for my wedding, so I was watching like everything that goes into my body. I wanted to be snatched, so I was meal prepping. And I don't know what happened. My food went bad in the fridge. My food went bad, so like all the meal prep I had did was for nothing, because I couldn't even carry my lunch to work. I was just having a terrible morning. I don't know how God did it, but I got my makeup done. Like I did something really light, but still a Mac worthy makeup look. Got in my car, drove to work. I was only 15 minutes away from my job, and there was no traffic, so I got to work on time, clocked in, and I just came and I just took a moment in the back. I was like, look, I just need a moment. And I just stood there and I was just like, what is this life? Like, what is life, And next thing, I see my mom coming in with like Wendy's. Wendy's is one of my favorite fast foods, by the way. So my mom comes in with Wendy's, and she's just like, oh, I'm looking for my daughter. And I'm putting on my headset and everything, and I see my mom, and I'm just like, oh my God, Mommy! Big baby I am. I was like, Mommy. And then she brought me my lunch. She was like, I know you had a rough morning. You're doing really well. And that encouraged me. And literally after she said that, I went to the back office and just cried and was just grateful for the mom I had. So that is one thing that made me just look at everything and was like, yeah, I need to leave. It's too much for me, And I was the only one coming in from Mac, so it was just like, it's just too much. It was too much. And then another thing too was like, there were so many brides. So any bride that comes in looking for makeup and I help the person, they're like, oh, my wedding is coming up. I'm like, oh my gosh, me too. And they're like, they quit their job. I'm like, you know what? If another bride comes in here and says they quit their job to plan their wedding, and I'm going to quit. And another bride did, and we follow each other on Instagram, and I quit my job to plan my wedding. So if you ever see this video, hey girl, I quit. Was working at a makeup store, being a makeup artist, worth it? Yeah, it is definitely worth it. My mom always says it, no experience is a waste. I gained that knowledge of being a makeup artist, and look at the beauty I created today. But not even just that, I get to put a smile on other people's faces. I get to help them on their big events and all that kind of stuff. Makeup artists are so underrated because people are like, you're just a makeup artist. But that is art. It is a talent. It is such a big deal, in my opinion. And to be able to use these hands to do something and make something so beautiful, it's amazing. By the way, I filmed this look. If you think this look looks familiar, it is from my wedding. I recreated my wedding makeup look. So if you're interested in seeing that video will be linked right up here for you guys. So please check it out. But yeah, overall, the experience was worth it working as a makeup artist. I know, I quit nursing school and stopped that whole journey of becoming a nurse because of being a makeup artist. And now I quit being a makeup artist. I did not quit being a makeup artist. I still do makeup freelance. I just quit working for somebody else. This is my handiwork. So no matter how long of a break I take, no matter how many other jobs or careers I go into, this will always be something that I can do and I can always go back to. But just right now, with how my life is changing, I now live in a whole different state. So it's not as easy to get clients. I did have one client. My cousin was my first client here in Missouri. And with time, I'll start getting back and building my clientele. And like I said, I might have quit nursing school, but that does not mean I am not going to have a career. I just felt that was not for me. And just as the Bible says, whoever you're serving or whatever you're doing, do it as unto the Lord. So I'm not going to be, nursing and healthcare, and just that is such a big responsibility. And if you are not doing it with your whole heart, you shouldn't be doing it at all. I know sometimes it's hard. I was working with individuals with special needs, and sometimes it gets really hard and really overwhelming. And it's just like, how do I even deal with them? But they're human beings too. And at the end of the day, you're not serving them, but serving God. And you need to give 100%. And I noticed that I wasn't doing that. The moment that I saw that I was not giving 100% to that anymore, I literally called and quit. I kid you not. I called and quit because I cannot serve God with just half, So I was like, if I'm not giving this 100%, I need to leave. And that's the same thing with Mac working there. It was not working for me. If it was, I would have been there still. And that's why I didn't just give up being a makeup artist in general. I'm still working as a makeup artist and still, doing that. That is all I have for you today. I could go on and on, but my camera is acting up and wants to die, so I'm going to end this video right here. I hope this answered any questions about me being a makeup artist, working at a makeup store, and being a freelance artist. If there's anything I didn't answer, leave it in the comments down below and I will get back to it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget, if you want to see this look, I filmed it and I put it on my channel, so check that out. And don't forget to subscribe. Join the journey by subscribing down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Love you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. Really appreciate you guys. And I'm your girl Amuka. Stay blessed and not stressed, and I am out.
Would you join the journey? Amuka's journey.